helps to open it, peel it back, and put it over like that, so that's out of the way. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first glove out and put it on sterilely. And then, you know, you can touch one side with a ungloved hand. You just can't go around like that, right? So I'm going to put the shiny side down. And remember, this will be on your table. So I'm going to put the shiny side down. And don't have your hand come down like this. That would not be good. You want to keep your sterile hand up. And let's put your stuff out. Get it out with your sterile hand. Put your other hand behind your back so you don't like accidentally get your hand in the way. So I'm going to put that out. Put this out. Get everything separate so it'll be easy to get to. Don't do what I do. And get that and get that. So it's ready. Now with your sterile hand, you can just, I'm going to make this my trash can. See how I got it out? Once I get it out and put it there, I can't put it back in there and I can't put it there because this is sterile and that's sterile. Does that make sense? So if I'm going to move this, I'm going to move this with my hand like this. Or with this hand, I'll move it like this, but I can't move it inside with this hand and I can't move it outside with this hand. I have to move it like that with my sterile hand and like that with my sterile hand. The trash always goes to the outside. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So far I'm keeping this hand up. Now I'm going to pour. I'm going to pour my peroxide. Don't pour it over the sterile field. Pour it like this. Pour your water. Now you're ready to put your other glove on, okay? So, under the cup with your second glove. You know, one thing I forgot to tell you guys before you do all this is just get a pair of clean gloves and take that off. Okay, so that's off. So I'm just going to have you take that off because I'm all steriled up here. And when you guys practice in lab, when you practice in lab, don't throw that away because I don't have a lot of those. Just take it off so we can reuse it, okay? So now we're ready to clean around. So I'm going to get one of these little Q-tips. Now I'm going to contaminate this hand and I'm going to dip it in the peroxide. I'll just pretend like I'm this one. And I'm going to kind of move that forward and go around the hole right there, pulling from inner to outer. Does that make sense? You're not going to go over your sterile field with this because it's dirty. You're going to go around your sterile field. You don't go around this way because your body is over your sterile field. You go around this way and drop it. And the next one, peroxide, you go from inner to outer, around your sterile field and drop it, not over it. So I don't want to see anyone just pulling it straight over. You want to go around your sterile field. Remember, this hand is contaminated and this hand is not. At this point, I'd say just put your finger right in the middle of this and just dip it in the sterile water, and you can wipe it from inner to outer up here around your sterile field and do the same for below, and I'll show you why in just a second. But dip it in there and go from inner to outer around your sterile field. Now, I'm going to go back for just a second. The reason I say use that instead of these is sometimes you have a good grip, but a lot of times you don't have quite as good of a grip when you use these, and they break easily. So I'm just showing you another way to use it, okay? But that's what these are designed for. They just don't, it's not as stable, I don't think. So around your sterile field. So now you've done the outside, the top and the bottom, peroxide first, and then sterile water, peroxide and sterile water. The reason you use the sterile water last is peroxide is kind of like salt water from the beach. You need to wipe it off your body. So now I'm going to take my dirty hand and I'm going to pull this out, and it comes out at an angle. And this is called the phalange of the cannula. And you only hold the top part. Don't touch this part here, okay? Just hold the top part. Don't bring it over your sterile field. Bring it around. Get your little scrubby brush with your sterile hand and scrub it inside really good because it's going to have mucus in there. Scrub it inside. You can bring it over to the water, scrub it, and get rid of that. See, it might have a little bit of water left in it. You can tap it on the inside. Don't tap it on the outside because this is the non-sterile sterile. This is the sterile sterile, so tap it on that side. Does that make sense? So keep it there. Reach around. Oh, man. I'm using a used kit, so I don't have everything. Open that kit right there because it's supposed to have a pipe cleaner in it. Just give me one of those pipe cleaners. So, okay, get the pipe cleaner off your kit and just thread it down through the pipe. And instead of, if there's any germs, instead of bringing them back up through the tube, just pull it out the end, okay? And then you'll have another pipe cleaner and do the same with that. I'll give that back to you. So this is done, right? Everything is sterile. And so you have a couple extra left. What I usually do is it's easier to put it back in with your dominant hand. So I'm going to surround that right there and put it in. And then I'm going to just clean it off really good. And then the last, so I'm done with the sterile stuff, right? Because that's what you need to keep sterile. Now I'm going to put on my clean dressing. And you, on these mannequins, you can just slide it under, but on a real person, you'd have to undo that Velcro there. But you only undo one side at a time, and you get it under there like a cup. And that's all you do. And then if this is real soiled or something, this is a temporary one you can use, but just tie one side at a time and then go around the neck and make sure that it's not cutting into the neck. But this is your other tie in case this one breaks or something. That makes sense? Okay. Let me see what time it is. You do not have time to do this in class, but I can do it with one person. Does anyone want to be?
Did you do Haley?